Watch with your eyes and listen with your ears and see if you can guess what we're going to learn about today. What did you see and what did you hear? Did you guess what we're learning about today is the ocean? If so, you guessed right. We're going to learn about the ocean and the amazing animals in the ocean. First of all, let's talk about how big the ocean is. This is a representation of the world. It's called a globe. As you look at it, all the blue is the ocean and all the colored parts are land. There is a lot more ocean than land. In fact, 75% of our world is ocean. But ocean water is not the same as water we drink. Ocean water is very salty. Because of the salt in the ocean water, things float better. Let's do an experiment and see how it works. Here is some fresh water that you would drink, and here is some water full of salt like the ocean. Let's open them up and watch and see what happens if we put some eggs inside. What do you think will happen if I put the egg in the fresh water? Let's see. It sunk to the bottom. Did you guess it would sink? Now here's the ocean water and here's our egg. We're going to put this in our salty ocean water and watch and see what happens. It went down to the bottom and then it floated right back up to the top. While things float better in the salt water, things that are too heavy will sink. Like if I drove my car into the ocean, it would sink. Here's this jar. I'm going to put it in. It's pretty heavy. Let's see what happens. Will it float or will it sink? Oh, it sunk. So some things are too heavy and they will sink anyways. Now we're going to talk about some of my friends. We're going to talk about sharks because you know what? Sharks are there's a lot of different kinds of sharks, but they are heavy. Some of them are much heavier than a car, but they don't sink. Why do sharks not sink? Let's talk about that. Here's a shark skeleton. It is made of cartilage. Now, cartilage is, if you'll feel your ear, that's what cartilage is. It gives form, but it's not a bone. So the shark's skeleton is made of cartilage, so it's not heavy like bone is. Second of all, sharks have fins. And those fins can work so that the water goes faster moving over the top of the fin and slower under it. And it kind of lifts the shark just like an airplane does. But the real reason sharks float is because they have oil inside of their livers. Oil is lighter than water, so it lifts them up on the water. Let's do an experiment and see how that kind of works with a shark's body. I have another thing of water, and I have two pretend sharks. This is a balloon shark that has water in its body, and this is a balloon shark. The oil's been sitting in his body for a while, but let's watch the difference. The one with the water goes to the bottom. Now the one with the oil floats on top. So the oil in the shark's body helps it to float. If you want to do your own sink or float experiment, there's this worksheet. You can get your own container of water and get a penny, a pencil, a cotton ball, wooden sticks, a crayon, and a rubber band. And you can see if they sink or float because some will do one and some will do the other. If it floats, you can mark with a smiley face. If it sinks, you can mark with a frowny face. Do you want to learn some more about sharks? I'll teach you some fun facts about sharks. There are many different kinds of sharks. This one is called a hammerhead shark because its head looks like a hammer. Great white sharks, like you see in the movies, are the kind that will hurt you. They're the kind that you don't want to be around in the water, and they look really scary. Whale sharks are huge, but they don't hurt people. See the diver swimming by him? They also have spots on them and lines, and sometimes they look like a giant checkerboard. The largest whale shark can weigh 80,000 pounds,
but they're nice to people. Most sharks have good eyesight. Most have fantastic night vision and can see colors. Shark skin feels similar to sandpaper. Can you see how rough it looks? When you flip a shark upside down, they go into a trance, a state where they don't move. This is the reason why you often can see a sawfish flipped over when a scientist are working on them in the water.
Let's find out about Miss Mixie's, Miss Wendy's, Miss Sue's, and Miss Taylor's favorite ocean animals now.
Hi guys, it's Miss Mixie here. I miss you all a lot. I'm at home just like you guys are at home, but we can still learn about ocean animals. I have lots of ocean animals at my house. I have a narwhal. Look at that. Do you see how it kind of looks like a unicorn? But this isn't a horn. It's actually a tooth. Isn't that interesting? I also have a big jellyfish. I love watching jellyfish swim. Have you ever seen jellyfish swim at the aquarium? But my favorite ocean animal is the octopus. Octopuses are so cool. I love watching them swim and learning about them. I'm going to show you the sign for octopus in sign language. It's like this. Can you do it with your hands too? Have so much fun learning about ocean animals, guys. I miss you. Bye.
Octopuses have 2 eyes and a globe-shaped head, off of which protrude 8 limbs called tentacles, and they have 2 rows of suckers, also 3 hearts. A female octopus can lay an average of 200,000 eggs, but only a handful of them will survive to adulthood. An octopus has a hard beak like a parrot beak that they use to break open and eat their prey, like crab and shellfish. Some people like to eat octopus too. Because an octopus doesn't have bones, it can squeeze into small places, like here we see it squeezing into a clamshell to hide. To protect itself, it hides and camouflages itself by changing its colors. To make a fast escape, octopuses can inject a thick blackish ink into a cloud to distract the predators while the octopus quickly swims away with its head first and its arms trailing behind. Sometimes an arm might get pulled off, but that's okay because an octopus can quickly grow a new one.
Hi preschool friends, it's Miss Wendy. My favorite ocean animal is a stingray, and I was able to see some a couple of years ago when I went to the ocean.
Wasn't that fun to see Mrs. Wendy at the beach? The largest stingrays can be 6.5 feet in length and weigh up to 790 pounds. And they have between 2 to 4 babies every year. Stingrays don't use their eyes to find food. Their eyes are on top of their bodies. Their mouths are on their bottom, and they use electrosensors located around their mouth to locate their next meal. They eat worms, clams, oysters, snails, and shrimp. They also don't have bony skeletons. They have bodies like sharks made of cartilage, just like when we felt our ears. Their long tails usually have a spine and poison in them.
Hi guys! My favorite ocean animal is a jellyfish. I like jellyfish because I like to watch them swim. Here is a video of jellyfish swimming. I also have something you can do at home to make your own jellyfish. The supplies you'll need if you want to try this at home are a plastic bag, like a grocery bag, an empty bottle that you filled up with water, blue food coloring, scissors, and an elastic band. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our blue food coloring into our water. So put 1 drop. Don't squeeze it too hard. Oh, that's plenty. Then we'll put our lid back on. Make sure it's nice and tight, and then shake it up. Maybe try shaking it down and then up. Violet's water is nice and blue. Next, she's going to take the plastic bag and cut a square just on 1 layer of the plastic with her scissors. There we go. Then, when Violet has her square, she's going to cut lines in towards the middle, but not all the way. Now we're going to take our plastic and we're going to put our rubber band around the top. There we go. Now it looks kind of like a jellyfish, and we'll put him in the water. Can you push it down in the water? Watch your fingers. Now you can turn your jellyfish around and he'll float around in your water.
Jellyfish look a little bit like umbrellas that can be large and brightly colored. Jellyfish use their tentacles to sting, and it can be very painful. They often can be transparent, which means they're see-through, or translucent, which means they're semi-see-through. Some can be very hard to see. One type of jellyfish is immortal. That means it never dies. Jellyfish are not fish. They hang out together in sometimes groups of over 100,000. But you really can't say they're hanging out with their friends because jellyfish don't have brains.
My favorite ocean animal is a sea turtle. Here are some cool facts about sea turtles. Sea turtles cannot go back into their shells like regular turtles can. They can't tuck their heads back into their shells. They just keep their heads straight. They can hold their breath for 5 hours. Miss Sue cannot hold her breath for 5 hours. They live to be 100 years old. That's pretty old. Sadly, they think that jellyfish are delicious. They keep the oceans from having too many jellyfish in there. Maybe sea turtles think that they taste like jelly gummies. That would be tasty. I hope you enjoyed learning about sea turtles. Bye!
Wasn't that fun to hear from our other teachers? If you want to learn more about ocean animals, if there's something you're interested in, you could ask a parent or an adult or a friend to help you learn about those animals. Also, you can do that worksheet of sink or float, or we have a worksheet that lets you sort between ocean animals and not ocean animals. Or we even have a fun game to play that asks you questions and you get which ocean animal it is. Also, there's a link that can show you how to make the jellyfish that Violet made that is included. I can't wait to see you next time. We have something really fun to do next week. See you later.